Hello there, my name is Tobore Adakaraza, and this is another edition of The Deliberate Life. As you know, The Deliberate Life is a weekly broadcast of the Salt City Church, Warri, and we hope that you've been blessed and you continue to subscribe to this channel as it were. Alright, today we want to continue what we started last week. Last week we started something called how to grow spiritually, that we were able to establish the fact that man is able to care for what he has and where he lives, only that man does not care for himself. And we said that on the premise that man is a spirit that lives in the body and has a soul. So in a sense, man cares for his soul, man cares for his body, but what man does not grow and care for is who he is, which is his spirit. And we began to talk about the many things that a lot of people have mistaken to be spiritual growth. We were able to establish that last week and ended last week by saying that actually spiritual maturity or spiritual growth is being like Christ. And we use the text from Ephesians 4:13, where the Bible says that till we all come into the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of God, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ that lives in us. So you see, it's till we all get to that place where the fullness of Christ, there's a stature of the fullness of Christ in us. That's when we are spiritually mature. So spiritual maturity is not the time we spend in church or the activity we do for church or for in our mind God. It is actually being like Christ. So today I just want to, in a sense, take us about maybe just 4 steps, as it were, are some of the things that we can do to be spiritually mature. Number 1. Now, before I even get into listing these things, I want to establish here that what we are talking about here is for people who actually have been born again. So number 1 is not you being born again, you've been born again. So spiritual maturity, how to do this, number 1 is, I would say you need food, and the spiritual food is the Word of God, the Bible. You have to know the Bible for yourself. I am not talking about the things your pastor said on Sunday. I am talking about the ones you saw, the revelation that came at you. So when I mention revelation now, I'm not talking about when you were just reading the logos. I mean when you were reading the logos, the light came and the rhema jumped at you. You need the Word of God. The Bible puts it that as newborn babes desire the sincere milk. You see, the truth about it is, as if you want to become spiritually mature, you have to continually study the Word of God and leave the place of milk. There's a way that Hebrews 5:13 puts it. It says a person who's living on meat is not very far gone in this spirit Christian walk. Interesting. You see, that's the NLT Bible. You should see it for yourself. They say a person who's still living on milk is not very far gone. So you have to study the things. The things you say is hard. Some of us have a way that of saying that there are certain things in the Bible that are meant for pastors, for bishops. Some of us call certain people in our church, this one is senior staff. There is no senior staff. God does not have grandchildren. You have to open the Bible. Don't just read the New Testament. It's not about you reading the programs and the Psalms like poetry. No. Go to the book. Read Nahum. Read the books that are hard. Read Jeremiah. Go to Obadiah. Read Hosea. Read the entire Bible. Read all of it. Now, in reading the Bible, you might need to have another book that you read. This is very important. See, some of people have gone before us. There are heroes of faith in the Bible. There are heroes of faith that are not mentioned in the Bible that have walked amongst us on this earth before. Pick books. Buy a Kenneth Hagin book. Buy this book. You buy E.W. Kenyon, buy this book. Buy a book by Frederick Prince. Buy these books. Read these books. Make sure that at least if just at this beginning all you can do is read one book at a time. Make sure you are reading one book a month. one book a month. Get this book. Read one book a month. Every day, take a daily dose of the word of God. Remember, the Bible puts it in Joshua 1, this book of the law shall not depart. It says, so you need the book. You need the book of the law, which is the Bible. You have to know it. You have to know it. You have to know it for yourself. You see, until Jesus found where it was written of him, his ministry did not start. So you have to know where it is written of you in the Bible. So your notebook, your Bible study notes should not be filled with what one pastor said. So at every page, every header in your Bible study notes, you would have Pastor this, Pastor that. What about Pastor you? The biggest prophet to you, to your life is you. So every day, put it there, Pastor you. Open the Bible, read it, and then you put it down in your notes, what you understood. What you see, as you go, you need step 2. Step 2, as a Christian, you need to pray, which is prayer. Some of the scriptures you read will never come to meaning, to a place of meaning for you, except God shed his light on that scripture. So that is a place where you pray. That is a place where you continually pray. You see, the word of God comes before prayer, because without the word of God, you do not even know you don't know what language to use to pray. You see, the Bible, I call the Bible the OS, the operating system of God. So if you want to relate with God, you have to use his OS. So don't go to God using another OS. The OS that God understands is the word of God. So, but you have to go to God, which is step 2. Step 2 means you have to pray. Now that you know the word of God, you have to use the word of God. You have to take the promises from the word of God, and then you have to take it back to God. You have to communicate with him. In Isaiah 1:18, he said, come, let us reason together. So you see, God wants to talk to you. God wants you to talk back to him. God wants you to pray. You have things that bother you, pray. You have things that you wish for, pray. As immature Christians, they don't complain, they pray. You understand? They pray. So you have to pray. There should be a daily dose of prayer in your life. There should be every time you must seclude a time. You must separate a time. You must create a time during every day where you pray. When you wake, see, mornings are advisable, yeah? So when you wake up in the morning, before you go about your busy schedule, before you brush your teeth and all these things you would want to even do in the morning, the first thing to do is talk to your daddy. Say, Daddy, thank you for today. Daddy, thank you for the gift of life. Then you begin to tell your daddy the things in your mind, using the word of God that you read. That is the journey to spiritual growth. Number three thing you will have to do is plant yourself in fellowship. Plant yourself. You see, the Bible says that there is hope for he who is amongst the living. And you know the truth? Who are the living people out there? They are the children of God. So get stuck in a community of people who you want to go do life with. See, you cannot do life alone. The Bible says, woe to him who is alone. So you have to find a community. You see, it is difficult to say that you know those things until you are able to experience and practice them amongst people. That's when we will know that you know the things that you say you know. So you have to find a community of people that would encourage you, so that when you bring your little church, they bring all their churches together, and together you can start a campfire. There will be a fire in your heart. You see, many people don't know this yet, but you see, that anointing that you experience when you're with other believers is one thing that keeps your torch shining for a long time. So you see, and then again, even when it comes to the understanding of the word of God, the Bible says that we know in part and then we prophesy in part. So because you can only know in part, you need other people who know other things that you don't know. So iron will begin to sharpen iron, minds begin to rub minds, and then your knowledge of the word of God will increase. And as your knowledge of the word of God increase, that is how your spirit man will grow. That is how your prayer life will grow. So you need fellowship. You need to put yourself in a family of people who would encourage you when you are down. You need to put yourself in a group of people who will share revelations with you and say, see, brother, sister, I was reading this the other day and I saw this. God taught me this. My spirit stumbled on something. The Spirit of the Lord told me something. You need those kind of people. You need that community of believers. But very importantly, I must warn you, that community does not supersede. It does not even come first before the place of your personal time of studying the Word of God and your personal time of praying. Number 4 thing I want to say quickly here is regular exercise, which is service. You have to plug yourself to an activity in church. Join a group, join a mission group, join a ministry in church, whatever your church calls it, unit, ministry, arm, department. Make sure you are doing something. Make sure you are doing something. Look, the way 1 Corinthians 8:1 put it, say, we all know that we all have knowledge. I know you know something about God, and I may not even know, though I'm a pastor. I know you know things. You see, but the Bible says we know we all have knowledge, but knowledge puffeth up, while charity edifies. So charity is the place where we come to give. The place where we come to give, not just in alms, not just in money, not our offerings, not just our tithe. It's a place where we come to give ourselves to the workings of God. It's a place where we come to give ourselves to the service of God. It's a place where we come to give. Humble yourself. Some of us think we are too fine, but guess what? Maybe the place where you have to serve is in the toilet department of the church, cleaning it every Sunday so that people will come and use it freely. So you are the guy. Go out there and serve. Go out there and serve. This should put a big test to your pride. This should put a big test to the things that you say you know. Because the more you know the Word of God, the more humble your heart will become. The more humble your whole being will become. And this humility will give you the grace it takes to serve. So you need to serve. You need to serve.
Hi, thank you for watching this week's episode of The Deliberate Life. Have you subscribed to the YouTube page yet? You can do that by visiting www.youtube.com/Salt City Church. And don't forget to like, comment, and share on your social media page so you can bless the lives of others too. Thank you once more. See you next week on The Deliberate Life.